Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome once again to the mental side with myself, Coach Rob Hamley, brought to you by Sluggers Sports Academy. Today is episode number 48, and this is your Thursday Thoughts edition. Before my thoughts on this beautiful Thursday, thank you once again for being here with us. If you're new to the show, thanks for being here. We're looking to really grow our circle and our positive influence on our community. I'd imagine if you're here, it's because you're looking to grow as a leader, grow in mindfulness and positive thinking. Been saying it for the last few episodes. I don't claim to be a guru by any means. I don't claim to have any, or I shouldn't say any, all of the answers. Just I'm going off of what I've learned as a coach at a multitude of levels, as a high school coach, as a college coach, and also as a private hitting and pitching instructor. And just what I've learned from my experience with student athletes, and then what I've picked up along the way from other coaches, and what I've read and listened to. So here we go. Thursday thoughts. Listening to a podcast today from a guy, Joe Rogan. Me and Joe go way back. We really don't. But I remember him from Fear Factor as a kid, and it's been really cool to see his progression in his life. And I really appreciate his podcast. He puts a lot of good stuff out there, a lot of good content, brings on a wide array of diverse speakers. And this last one that I listened to is particularly special because he had one of my favorite speakers / authors, Jocko Willink, and I was listening to these guys. It's a 3-hour podcast, this last episode, so you're welcome. I won't do a 3-hour podcast. Maybe someday. However, listening to these guys go back and forth and talk about all kinds of things, the social issues in our country, how they train, their mindset, their thinking, it's really kind of just gone into my head, and I finished it up today on my run this evening with the dog. That's why I kind of look the way I do. A little sweaty, a little hot, but felt good to get those endorphins going, that runner's high. And as I said before, I'm not much of a runner, more of a weightlifter, but throughout this whole quarantine, social distancing, it's been nice to get out and run, especially for the dog. But anyway, on this last bit of the podcast, it took me this run to finish it up. I kept coming to this conclusion, this thought in my head, listening to these two guys I would consider alphas. These two guys who just do their own thing, who they're empathetic, they're sensitive to others' views and thoughts, and they're open-minded, and they're thinkers, and they're doers, and they're hustlers, and they're grinders. And I kept thinking about this word and this thought in my head, and it's how neither of them cared about being understood. And I think if you want to be a leader, if you want to be great, I kept thinking about this on the run, you have to be misunderstood. And what do we see in today's world? If you're on the social media machine, especially, you see a lot of people looking to be validated in their views and their thoughts, and that's okay. I mean, that's what social media is there for. However, I encourage you as a leader, as a person trying to bring good into this world, you're going to be misunderstood. You're going to be called weird. You're going to be called different, unique, and that's okay. In your heart of hearts, if you know what you're trying to do, if you know what you're grinding for, doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. You're going to be misunderstood. And the funny thing about it is the people who are going to call you weird and different as you're trying to hustle, as you're trying to grind, as you're trying to get yours, make a difference, it's going to be different than status quo. Believe me, I know what status quo looks like. I'm a junior high teacher. That's a funky time in our lives. A lot of people, a lot of young people trying to fit in, trying to be status quo. And for what? Why? Why be a carbon copy of anybody else? You can't be like anybody else. No one ever has said, you know who Michael Jordan's like? No. He's his own thing. No one has ever said, you know who Tom Brady is like? Tiger Woods? Oprah Winfrey? Brad Pitt? I don't know. But these people who are elite, top of their game, they do their own thing. And along the way they've been called weird, crazy, stupid, dreamer, obsessed. They're misunderstood, but look at where they're at. So be misunderstood. Be a little weird. Be crazy. Because a lot of people who call you weird, different, they see you hustling and it makes them feel insecure about themselves, about how little they're doing. You know, I think of Drew Neitzel. Was a stud point guard in high school over at Wyoming Park, and you know, I heard stories about, and I saw him in person because he was in the same conference as my high school, my alma mater, Caledonia. Shout out Caledonia, stand up. And the guy I remember watching him drop 53 points on us. And I remember hearing stories how he was first in the gym, last out of the gym. I bet you people said he was crazy. Why? Why, Drew? Why are you going to the gym so much? What's the point? Don't you have any hobbies? Don't you want to do anything else? No. I'd imagine he'd say, no. I have a dream, man. I'm going to the next level. And he did. Had a great career at Michigan State. So, my thoughts on this Thursday Thoughts is you're going to be misunderstood when you're trying to be above the norm. And people are going to want to bring you back down. They want to bring you back down to average, mediocre, status quo. Because guess what? If you're changing, guess what it's doing to them? It's reminding them that they should too. Okay? Be the light. Be the one that shows people the way. You're going to take a lot of flack. It's going to be okay. Use it as motivation. You know, do the things that others won't do today so you'll have more or have what others won't have tomorrow. I know I butchered that and I say that quote all the time. Do more today so that you can have more tomorrow. Simple. Be misunderstood. That's your thought for the day. Thank you once again for being here with myself, Coach Hamley. It's an honor. I'm happy to serve you. And I'm just going to keep going with this. And eventually I'm going to get some interviews on here. I got some people that I want to come talk with you who I think bring value from their stories, from a multitude of backgrounds, coaches, athletes, just people working hard, people who show me different ways of thinking. And that's what it's all about. Surround yourself with people who are different, people who think different than you. Sculpt yourself, mold yourself, be different, be misunderstood. Because eventually when you get to where you're going to be, where you know you should be, people will say, how did he get there? How did she get there? And you'll know all along it's because you were different. You did what others won't do today so that you can have more tomorrow. All right, before I give off another cheesy quote, I'm going to get out of here. See you again tomorrow for Friday Focus. Always keep slugging.